King Edward I, early years, 1239 to 1263. King Edward I of England, also known as Edward Longshanks and the Hammer of the Scots, was one of the most influential monarchs of the medieval period. His early years, spanning from his birth in 1239 to his assumption of power in 1263, laid the foundation for his later accomplishments and shaped his character as a ruler. Let's explore Edward's formative years, his upbringing, political influences, and the key events that defined this phase of his life. Birth and family background. Edward was born on June 17, 1239, at the Palace of Westminster, to King Henry III of England and Eleanor of Provence. As the eldest son, he was heir to the English throne, a position that came with immense responsibility and expectations. His namesake, Edward the Confessor, reflected his father's reverence for the saintly king, whose legacy influenced Henry III's reign. Edward's early years were marked by the privilege of royal life, but also the tensions of a kingdom frequently beset by political unrest. Edward's birth came at a time of heightened tensions within the realm. King Henry III's reign was fraught with challenges, including disputes with the barons over royal prerogatives and the financial burdens of the monarchy. From a young age, Edward was exposed to the realities of governance through the lens of his father's struggles. Observing the delicate balance required to maintain authority amidst internal dissent and external threats gave Edward early insights into the complexities of ruling. Eleanor of Provence, Edward's mother, played a crucial role in his early upbringing. Known for her intelligence, diplomatic skills, and influence at court, Eleanor ensured that Edward and his siblings received a comprehensive education. Her Provençal heritage brought a touch of continental sophistication to the English court, exposing Edward to diverse cultural and intellectual traditions. Additionally, Eleanor's strong-willed nature and ability to navigate court politics likely served as a model for Edward's own political acumen. Edward's siblings further contributed to his formative environment. His sisters, Margaret and Beatrice, married into prominent European royal houses, strengthening England's diplomatic ties. These alliances provided Edward with opportunities to engage with continental politics from a young age, broadening his understanding of European diplomacy and statecraft. His younger brother, Edmund Crouchback, shared in their rigorous upbringing, fostering a sense of familial duty and collaboration that would persist throughout Edward's life. Education and upbringing. Edward's education was meticulously designed to prepare him for kingship. Tutors and mentors instilled in him the principles of chivalry, emphasizing honor, loyalty, and martial prowess. His training in the art of war included mastery of weaponry, strategy, and horsemanship, all of which would later define him as a formidable military leader. This focus on martial skills was complemented by lessons in governance, law, and diplomacy, ensuring that Edward developed a well-rounded understanding of his future responsibilities. The influence of his father, Henry III, was evident in Edward's exposure to architectural and cultural endeavors. Henry's passion for building projects, such as the reconstruction of Westminster Abbey, left a lasting impression on Edward. This early exposure to monumental architecture likely inspired Edward's later initiatives in fortifying castles and creating iconic structures that symbolized royal authority. Edward's religious education also played a significant role in shaping his character. Under the guidance of prominent clerics, he studied theology and scripture, fostering a deep sense of piety. This spiritual foundation not only influenced his personal beliefs but also informed his approach to governance. Edward's ability to leverage the church as a political ally while maintaining his authority would become a hallmark of his reign. Beyond formal education, Edward's upbringing included practical experiences that prepared him for leadership. As a young prince, he participated in courtly ceremonies, observed council meetings, and accompanied his father on royal progresses. These experiences allowed him to witness firsthand the intricacies of medieval governance, from negotiating with barons to managing disputes among the nobility. These lessons were invaluable in preparing him for the challenges he would later face as king. Early political influences. The political landscape of 13th-century England profoundly shaped Edward's early years. King Henry III's struggles with the barons over issues such as taxation and governance provided Edward with a front-row seat to the challenges of monarchy. The provisions of Oxford, 1258, marked a turning point, as the barons demanded reforms to curtail royal authority and establish a council to oversee the king's decisions. Edward's role during this period was complex, as he navigated the tensions between supporting his father and engaging with reformist ideals. One of the most significant figures in Edward's political development was Simon de Montfort, Earl of Leicester. Initially a close ally of King Henry III, de Montfort later emerged as a leader of the baronial opposition. Edward's interactions with de Montfort were pivotal, exposing him to the dynamics of power struggles and the importance of balancing authority with the demands of the nobility. Although Edward's loyalties initially wavered, his eventual confrontation with de Montfort during the Barons' War solidified his resolve to uphold royal authority. Edward's travels across England and Europe further enriched his political education. These journeys exposed him to diverse governance systems and legal traditions, deepening his understanding of statecraft. His interactions with foreign courts, particularly in France and Castile, provided valuable insights into diplomacy and the complexities of international alliances. This exposure to a broader political landscape would later inform Edward's strategies as a ruler. Marriage to Eleanor of Castile. Edward's marriage to Eleanor of Castile in 1254 was both a political alliance and a personal partnership. The union strengthened ties between England and Castile, creating a strategic alliance that bolstered Edward's position on the European stage. The marriage also brought Edward into contact with the sophisticated culture of the Iberian Peninsula, influencing his tastes and broadening his perspective. Eleanor's role in Edward's life extended beyond that of a political consort. She was a trusted advisor and confidant, offering counsel on matters of governance and diplomacy. Their partnership was marked by mutual respect and affection, as evidenced by their correspondence and the many tributes Edward paid to her throughout their marriage. Eleanor's influence on Edward was profound, shaping his approach to leadership and reinforcing his commitment to family and duty. The marriage also had a lasting impact on Edward's cultural and architectural endeavors. Eleanor's Castilian heritage introduced him to new artistic and architectural styles, which he later incorporated into his own projects. The Eleanor crosses, erected by Edward in her memory after her death, stand as a testament to their enduring bond and his devotion to her legacy. Their marriage was a cornerstone of Edward's personal and political life, providing stability and strength during turbulent times. Military experience and the Barons' War. Edward's early military experiences were critical in shaping his leadership style and establishing his reputation as a warrior king. The Barons' War, 1264 to 1267, was a defining conflict in Edward's life, pitting royalist forces against the barons led by Simon de Montfort. Edward's initial capture at the Battle of Lewes in 1264 was a humbling experience, but his subsequent escape and decisive victory at the Battle of Evesham in 1265 demonstrated his resilience and strategic acumen. The Barons' War also highlighted Edward's ability to inspire loyalty among his troops and adapt to changing circumstances on the battlefield. His leadership during this conflict underscored his commitment to restoring royal authority and maintaining the integrity of the monarchy. These experiences laid the groundwork for his later military campaigns, including his conquests in Wales and Scotland. Beyond the battlefield, the Barons' War shaped Edward's understanding of governance. The conflict underscored the importance of balancing authority with the need for reform, a lesson that would inform his later efforts to strengthen the monarchy while addressing the demands of his subjects. Edward's military successes during this period solidified his reputation as a formidable leader and earned him the respect of both allies and adversaries. Crusading ambitions. The crusading spirit was a significant influence on Edward during his early years. In 1268, he took the cross, committing to participate in the Eighth Crusade. This decision reflected not only his devout faith but also his ambition to enhance his prestige on the international stage. Although his participation in the crusade would come later, the planning and preparation during his early years demonstrated his dedication to this cause. Edward's interest in the Crusades was shaped by his interactions with knights and nobles who had participated in earlier campaigns. These connections provided him with valuable insights into the logistical and strategic challenges of crusading, as well as the opportunities it presented for personal and political advancement. His commitment to the Crusades also reinforced his reputation as a pious and ambitious leader. The Crusades represented a synthesis of Edward's religious convictions and his desire for recognition on the global stage. Relationship with the Church. Edward's relationship with the Church was a defining aspect of his early years. Raised in a deeply religious environment, he developed a strong sense of piety and an understanding of the Church's influence in medieval society. His father's devotion to Edward the Confessor and his mother's piety further reinforced his spiritual formation. Throughout his early years, Edward demonstrated respect for ecclesiastical authority while also recognizing the Church's potential as a political ally. This pragmatic approach would later characterize his dealings with the clergy, as he sought to balance the interests of the Church with the needs of the monarchy. Edward's ability to navigate this complex relationship was a testament to his political acumen and strategic thinking. His religious education and early experiences with the Church helped shape his policies and interactions with religious institutions throughout his reign. The early years of King Edward I, from 1239 to 1263, were marked by significant personal and political developments. His education, marriage, military experiences, and exposure to the challenges of governance laid the groundwork for his future reign. These formative years shaped Edward into a complex and dynamic leader, whose legacy would be defined by his ambition, pragmatism, and enduring influence on the English monarchy. Edward's early years were not merely a prelude to his reign, but a critical period that forged the qualities that would define him as a king. His experiences as a prince navigating the turbulent political landscape of 13th-century England provided him with the skills and resilience needed to lead his kingdom through the challenges of his time. These formative years remain a testament to the enduring impact of early influences on the trajectory of a ruler's life. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe to Medieval Chronicles 1066 for more journeys back to the Middle Ages. Stay curious.